Hey administrators, how we doing? It is officially now past May 1st. We are now officially into the One Moose, the Moose Lodge, no longer called the Loyal Order of Moose. You will still see that, of course, on certain financial documents and corporate documents, but no longer the Loyal Order of Moose. We're all one now. A couple things we need to go over is you should have last week gotten a box from Moose International. It would have had the new One Moose applications in it. They look pretty nice. For those that have old applications, they'll still work for regular membership into the lodge for both men and women. You just have to circle the top. Remember that if a woman comes in starting as of this past Saturday, they're going to fill out the application and they're going to be joining the lodge. So you can still circle a woman, but you won't put Women of the Moose or the chapter and the chapter number. They're going to be joining the lodge. If they wish to join the chapter, that's fine, but that's a separate deal, just like the Moose Legion. Those new applications have on there for lodge membership, chapter membership, and Moose Legion membership. But again, if you have those old applications, we can still use those for joining the lodge. If there are old Moose Legion applications out there, they can still use those for joining the Moose Legion. And of course, they can use the new ones. The only thing is that if there's a woman joining a chapter, she's still going to have to use the old ones and fill chapters out. Make sure it goes to the chapter. Just make sure we're not getting those confused between the two, or use the brand new ones. It makes it much more simple. Excuse me. I'm filming this on Sunday, but this is coming out on Monday. So when it comes to our numbers, I'm not for sure there will be a weekly stats coming out since LCL Web is down and they're doing some computer rearranging up there at Moose International. Something may come out, I don't know, because I know they don't have the year-end totals yet for what ended April 30th, because there were still people that were still processing dues, and sometimes it takes like 48 hours for those dues to go through, so you may not have what was the actual ending number for April 30th of last year. So again, not to get confusing, there's may or may not be weekly stats go out this week. Also remember, you can't get into LCL Web, so you won't be able to see expired members. You won't see the list of men and women together yet, because that's what they're actually working on. Also, Heart of the Community should have already been turned in by Friday, because we weren't for sure if you were going to have time to get it in by the 15th, because LCL Web may not be up by the 15th. So if you did not get Heart of the Community already in, it is too late, most likely. Same thing goes for the insurance and lodge safety inspection. That needed to be done going into Friday. It's not too late. They have extended those days, the deadline, to the end of May, but we don't want to call it getting too close. I already put it in past emails and past videos that if you weren't going to get it done by Friday, you probably should have went in and printed a copy of it up so you could have been working on it while LCL was down. Excuse me. But again, hopefully it's only going to be down for a week, maybe down 2 weeks, so that puts us at about the 14th or 15th probably to start with. So it's going to put you in a time crunch to try to get that lodge safety inspection filled out. That has to be done. If it's not done on time, your lodge will get a 10% modifier on your risk pool, which means if you didn't get it done, it's automatically going to go up 10%. That's just what it is. If we don't do those numbers, they don't know what to go by, and they're just automatically going to increase your insurance. And again, that's not even Moose International. That's actually the insurance company that we go through. Also, along the line, there are some lodges that didn't have all their positions filled out for officers. If there's an opening, you can have a special election. That's for men, and now women are eligible also. The only thing, though, that a woman would be eligible right out of the gate in this special election is for treasurer or a trustee position, because it doesn't take a certain amount of time to be a Moose member before you're eligible for that. She wouldn't be eligible for chaplain, vice president, or president, because those have requirements of either 6 months being a member, or for president you still have to have held an office for one entire year previous to being able to run for that position. Now's a good time if your lodge has all of its elected officers as a goodwill symbol towards the women of the Moose. If there are any appointed positions, now would be a good time to appoint a woman to a couple of those positions, an inner or outer guard, maybe a chairman of some sort. Retention would be great. Community service, put someone on heart of the community as a chairman. That would be great. And I say chairman, we should be saying chairperson now, but that's going to be hard to change also. I've gotten the positions. I've been saying governor a lot all weekend, trying to get past and trying to say get to saying president. It's been a little tough for me too. But appointing them to those positions would help. I mean, we know a lot of women are the ones working the retention in most lodges anyway, so why shouldn't they be retention chairperson, right? So let's try to work on that. I know we've actually had several lodges that have contacted me already saying they've appointed some women to appointed positions, and that's going to go a long way with the goodwill towards women in the lodges, especially those lodges that didn't get any women on the board yet already, or didn't have an open position. We also have a few lodges that already have women as administrators. I know one lodge where we thought a lady was going to be an administrator. She didn't end up going that route, but she is going to be a treasurer. Actually, she's already been elected in. She started back on Saturday, so that's a good thing. So we do have some women officers in the state also on the lodge level. Real quick, a couple things about QuickBooks Online. Lodges that are getting in there, please, when you're messing around with account settings, if you don't know what you're doing, please give me a call first. We've had a couple lodges go in the account settings, and they've changed from where it talks about what the lodge's status is, what type of incorporation it is, if it's a 990, and there's also a line that says not, or not other, or not sure. We've left it on that last status because if you turn it to 990s, which everybody's familiar that the lodges do 990, so they think, oh, well, I'll change that. Well, then it changes the profit and loss structure inside of the QuickBooks program and makes it look totally different, and then you actually lose the ability to get a profit and loss, and then it won't send the reports into Moose International. I don't get the reports on the 16th, and things get messed up. So when you're in those account settings, if you don't know what you're doing, please don't mess around with them. If you need to, give me a holler and I'll try to walk you through it if it's something that needs to be changed. But pretty much everything when we did the migration, as far as those account settings, were already set up, already pre-made in there, and we're correct now. I'm not saying there weren't some glitches, because there were some glitches. Speaking of glitches, also, if you are a payroll lodge, and this is only for the payroll lodges, when you're taking out payroll, you want to make sure you look in the settings and make sure those counties and the state is on Indiana and the county's on your correct county, and make sure it's taking those proper taxes out. We have seen where it auto-populated and put Illinois in there when people weren't doing the setup wizard correctly, and it messed up a few counties also, and a few people have had to contact QuickBooks to fix that, and that is being taken care of. Also, one last quick note, and I'll probably email those lodges because I have very few lodges that are still doing it. Any lodge that still has a tobacco license and is selling cigarettes, or had the tobacco license and because we went non-smoking no longer have them, we have found out that a couple of lodges that have let those tobacco permits expire, which why not, they're not using them, but just automatically them getting expired triggers a excise visit. They're just checking to see why you haven't renewed that license, what they think is, because they don't know that mooses went non-smoking. They think that lodge is still selling cigarettes probably and hasn't paid for a permit. So far hasn't been a problem. They just come in and seen, okay, well, we realize you're not smoking anymore. That's the reason why. Not a big deal. But again, you want excise in your building as little as possible, so let's try not to trigger those. So if you are expiring and have a permit and it's going to expire, you might just want to send the excise a notice saying, hey, you know, we're not renewing this license. Same thing with the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission. Just let them know, hey, we're not renewing because our facilities went non-smoking. We no longer need that permit. For those couple that still have them, and I know some members are buying them, still buying cigarettes. Of course, they go outside or they have to go to their designated areas to smoke. But that license costs quite a bit. You're paying taxes on that. We need to look financially whether it's a sound financial decision to keep those permits. You know, if you're not making any money off them and you think, well, we're keeping one or two people from leaving and going and to buy cigarettes and not coming back, that's pretty much a very minute number of people. It's a slim margin, so we need to think about getting rid of those anyways. But I'll be contacting those lodges that I know that I think still has them. There's very few though. Other than that, again, no weekly stats coming out most likely. I'll probably have more in an email tomorrow morning, since I am doing this on the video on Sunday. I don't try to do them on Monday morning because I already have a rough voice and I don't want anybody to have to see me in the morning time. All right. Again, I appreciate everything y'all do. If you have any questions, give me a holler. Excuse me. Have a good day. Bye.